Hey guys, Blue OJ Leader here. Well, it's finally time, folks. I've given my opinion on every episode from every era of Thomas and Friends, except for one. And this era is the one that I have been looking forward to revisiting the least. And that era is Bid World Bid Adventures. Bid World Bid Adventures was a soft reboot for Thomas and Friends that had the goal of making Thomas more accessible for the new generation in other countries. But it didn't work. And this era of the show has not been looked back on fondly. I hated this era when it was coming out. It was painful to watch these episodes, and I have not looked back on these 3 seasons of Thomas and Friends for a long time. A part of me hopes that the episodes will be better than I remember, but something tells me they won't. But there's only one way to find out, isn't there? I won't go as fast as I usually do, mainly because I have so much to say about some of these episodes, and also because there's only 3 seasons. And of course, this is all just my opinion, so feel free to disagree. Anyways, starting with season 22, here's my opinion on every Bid World Bid Adventures Thomas and Friends episode. Not the best introduction to BWBA if you ask me. Gordon's freakout is kind of funny, but the message is a little mishandled. The concept is fine and I like Rebecca alright, but this episode was very hard to sit through. This one's whatever. This one almost works. I like Bollywood and movies, so I weirdly liked this episode. This one sucks. It's decent. This one's okay. It's surprisingly solid for this era. It's alright. It's cool to see Merlin again, but the episode was just whatever. This one sucks. This one's kinda dumb. It's cool to see Bradford and Cyril again, but the story is pretty basic. This one's fine. This one's alright. Isla's cool, but the story isn't. It's actually kinda nice. It's basically just Thomas Percy and the dragon, but without Percy and the rest of the story being dragged out for 7 minutes. This one kinda sucks. This one also kinda sucks. This one is actually pretty solid. Yep, it's a BWBA episode. This one's actually really nice, and this one is very good for this era. And my opinion on season 22 is alright objectively. Like, it's about the same as the new series quality-wise, but personally, this season was very hard to watch. All the dream sequences, bouncing, and the fast-paced stories just don't work for Thomas and Friends. I did like more episodes than I expected, but even the episodes I liked aren't episodes I want to rewatch because of all the stupid changes they made to this season. Anyways, moving on to season 23. This one is pretty neat. It's fine. It's whatever. This episode is meh. It's a heart-filled story. It's fine. This one is dumb. What an inspired name for a boring episode. It's fine. The opening is dumb. The rest is whatever. This one sucks. This one is mid. It's alright. It's actually really sweet. It's cool we're getting pack episodes, but this one is just okay. It's boring. Lorenzo turns on Beppe out of nowhere within like 2 seconds of the episode. So, like, pretty accurate to showbiz, but not a great episode. It's alright. This one sucks. This one could have been cool, but it's just fine. I appreciate what they were going for, but there are just too many stupid moments in this special. The first part of Dids and Discoveries is very boring, and it's just kind of a typical long BWBA episode. I like how the pad is involved and the fact that there's more story this time, but it's still not great. And my opinion on season 23 is about the same as 22, if not worse. There was a lot of dumb stuff in this season, stuff that was way worse than the stuff in season 22. But they did improve some things, so it's not all bad. I don't know. It's kind of a one step forward, another step back kind of thing. Whatever. There's only one season left to talk about, and that season is season 24. This one's dumb. They made a dog pee on James. It's okay. It's pretty fun, but not much of a story. It's whatever. Cool, Emily got the number 12, but the story is pretty messy. It's like Best Dressed Engine, but with Shankar. That makes it pretty good. I like the references at the beginning, the rest is whatever. This one's dumb. It's fine. Ace worked better as a one-off. They shouldn't have brought him back. It's nice, I guess. I don't like Cleo, so I don't like this episode. I like Sunny, so I like this episode. It's meh. This one's dumb. This episode actually made me like Yanbao as a character. I wish the episode came earlier, but it's still solid. The ending was actually kinda nice. Why did they make an introduction episode for Cleo after Cleo's first snow? This one's whatever. No. Honestly, I've come to appreciate this special more over time. It's not amazing or anything, but it does a lot right, and it's a very nice farewell to not only the BWBA era, but Thomas and Friends as a whole. Both parts of these specials suck. They are absolutely stupid and cartoony. Hardly anything works about them. They're terrible. Sunny was the only good part of the special. These are my least favorite episodes of Thomas and Friends, if you even count them as such. And my overall opinion on Season 22 is the best BWBA season, I guess. I kind of liked more episodes this time around, but none of them were really as memorable or even much better than what we got in the other seasons. Honestly, my ranking of these 3 BWBA seasons doesn't even matter that much. They're all equally not good and the lowest points of the entire show. If you disagree with me, then sue me, I guess. And that is my opinion on every BWBA Thomas and Friends episode. Like I said before, I don't think these seasons are objectively better than the Nitrogen era and some of the seasons of the new series, but I just can't stand watching these episodes. I said this back in 2021 when All Engines Go was coming out, and I'll say it again because I think it fits for BWBA too. Even if BWBA ended up being okay, even if kids started to like it, even if merchandise quality started to go up, even if sales started to go up, even if this somehow saved Thomas and Friends from being over for good, would it be worth it? Would it be worth it knowing that this Teen Titans Go Cross Chuggington wannabe is the state of the show now, and what people will see as Thomas and Friends for the next couple of years? No. Just no. Because this isn't Thomas and Friends. It never will be Thomas to me. Yes, All Engines Go is absolutely not Thomas and Friends. Also, I'm not going to do a video about All Engines Go and you can't make me, but because it's so different, it's easier to ignore All Engines Go and write it off as its own thing. You can't do that with BWBA, because it's trying too hard to be both Thomas and Friends and a baby show. They needed to pick one, commit to the bid, and they did, eventually. Mattel stopped BWBA after 3 seasons, and I think it was for the best. BWBA is my least favorite era of Thomas and Friends. It's not the worst, but it's the one that I personally cannot stand the most, and I know I am not alone in that sentiment. And with that, I have finally given my opinion on every Thomas and Friends episode. What a journey this has been. The only thing left to do now is to rank all 24 seasons plus the Jack in the Patch miniseries. So let's get into it. First up, we got the BWBA seasons. Like I said before, they all basically rank the same for me, and I dislike them all equally. But if I had to order them, then 23 is the worst, then 22, then 24. Next we got seasons 15, 14, 16, then 13. The Nitrogen seasons were literally all the same, so the order really doesn't matter. But 15 was the most frustrating season, and 13 is the best season because, since it's the first season, it doesn't fully hit you how bad this era was yet when you watch it. Now we have season 12, 11, 10, 9, and 8. Seasons 8 and 9 are the best new series seasons, obviously. Season 12 is the worst one, obviously, and Season 11 and 10 basically rank the same for me, although I'd probably say Season 10 is better. This era had some good episodes, but most of them sucked. Moving on. Alright, now we're getting to the good ones. Season 17, 19, 21, 18, and 20. The Brenner seasons rank basically the same for me. They're all great. Season 20 is the best, and no one will argue with that. The rest are also pretty good. Next is the Jack in the Patch spin-off. If completed, this season would rank higher, but it's still good for what it's worth. Now it's time to dive knee-deep into the Classic series. Season 6 is the worst Classic season. It's too flawed for me to rank it any higher, unfortunately. Still enjoyable, though. Next, Season 3. I will never stop feeling weirdly about this season. I can appreciate it, but my biases will probably never go away. Now Season 7. This is the season I have come to appreciate the most over time. There is a lot to like about this season, but also some stuff not to like, so that balances everything out. Now Season 1. This season is pure classic Thomas. I don't rewatch it often, but it's still very good. Now Season 4. Yeah, it's really good. I have some nitpicks, but I can totally see why it's so many people's favorite. The runner-up is Season 5. It's the peak of the Thomas & Friends franchise. There is so much to love about Season 5, and it will never not be amazing. And finally, Season 2 is my favorite. It had the best episodes overall and the most personal favorites. I love Season 2. Overall, Classic Thomas is amazing, and no one will argue with that. And with that is the end of my opinion on every Thomas & Friends episode. Thank you to everyone who watched this series. It was a lot of fun giving my opinions on all these episodes, and I'm so grateful that people were willing to sit through my silly videos with Fire Emblem Three Houses music in the background. Maybe I'll do more videos like these in the future, but for now, we're done. And we'll just have to wait and see what comes next. Before we end this video, be sure to check out Aura Guardian's opinion on every Pokemon video since they inspired these videos, and also be sure to check out Bryce Gum 138's video because it's basically what I did, but better. However, those videos are less suitable for kids compared to my channel, so you have been warned. But with all that being said, thank you so much for watching till the end, and best wishes until we meet again.